Hey guys, Bob for Bob's Movie Review here, and today I want to review for you Terminator Genisys in theaters now. I was lucky enough to get to see this on opening day, and I also want to give you guys a chance to win the Blu-ray. I'm going to give away a copy. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a release date yet, but I will give away the Blu-ray copy on the Friday after it releases. So if you guys want to enter that giveaway, you can just click on the first link in the description, and it'll be open to US residents only. So I know there's a lot of negativity around this movie. Some people, just didn't care for it. Some people didn't like the way the story went, and some people like Vincent. I just don't know what's wrong with them. But it's actually getting pretty good reviews. So let's talk about the details of the movie real quick. PG-13, so it's violent, there wasn't a lot of gore or anything like this. So, your teenagers are probably fine to go see this. Obviously, action, sci-fi movie. And it's sitting at a 7.2 out of 10 on IMDb, so, pretty good ratings there. And it stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jason Clarke, Emilia Clarke, Courtney, and J.K. Simmons. So when I review movies in theaters, I don't like to go into too much detail, just kind of like overview. So let's talk about the story a little bit. And this is kind of one thing some people had a problem with, is that basically this movie creates an alternate timeline separate from the other movies. So yes, Terminator 1 and 2 are classics. I love Terminator 2. I think it's one of the greatest movies ever made. And maybe you're hung up on that. I don't know. I didn't care that it negates all of Terminator 2, almost all of Terminator 1. So best way to describe it is, if you remember Back to the Future 2, where they say an event created an alternate timeline. So they got the timeline, and then they had like an alternate timeline. If you can remember that scene, that would be perfect. So for some reason, this alternate timeline is created. Now, the start of the movie is the furthest point into the future where Skynet sends a Terminator back to kill Sarah Connor in the first movie, and the Resistance sends Kyle Reese back. So this happens just like originally in the story. But when Kyle Reese gets there, things have changed. He doesn't know, but for some reason, the Terminator T-800, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, was sent back to the 70s when Sarah Connor was a child, and another Terminator was also sent to kill her. Sounded to me like a T-1000. They just barely hit on it, and I feel like this part was not really well developed. It wasn't. They didn't really explain it. What I was curious about, is this the same Terminator from the other movies, or is it just another Terminator? It has nothing to do with them. Like I said, they don't really explain it. Like, where did he come from, So anyways, this alternate timeline is created. So now I understand kind of the whole thinking behind this whole CGI young Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator, and they did an okay job, explaining that now he's old because it's real living tissue, so it decays or whatever, turns old. I was fine with that, but it didn't look good, and it didn't sound good, and it didn't feel right. So the CGI Arnold, at times, I don't even know if, it seemed like they were using a look-alike double. I don't know if that's true. It just looked like it. And he didn't look right, and he didn't sound right. And I don't know if this was part of their intentions with the CGI, where they just made him look more mechanical than he did in the older movies. And that might have been, they're like, well, let's make him seem more robotic. Or maybe that's just how it turned out after CGI. So basically, the old Arnold fights the young Arnold, and it didn't look good. Like the young Arnold, he kind of looked like the Hulk from the Avengers. Like, he was so huge, and just the way he moved, it looked like Hulk in the Avengers. So I didn't think that CGI looked real good. So from there, let's talk about the rest of the CGI. I thought for the most part, I would say 80 to 90% The CGI was really good, really fun. There's a part early on where they're in the future and they show the Terminators, just the bare metal Terminators, and for the most part I thought they looked pretty good, but then there was like this close-up pan shot and I thought they looked really cheesy. I didn't care for it. And I don't know, you'd have to see it to know what I'm talking about. And then they later they get into this helicopter chase and it just looks bad. You could tell. And then they like blow up this tanker truck and it just looked really cartoony. It didn't look right, but for the most part, like I said, the CGI is really good. So like in every movie so far, Judgment Day is coming and they have to stop it, and they stop it, and then it just changes. So like originally in Terminator 2, I can't remember what year it was supposed to be, Judgment Day. So they've avoided that now. That day never happens, but now it's going to happen a different way at a different time, and they basically are trying to stop it again. Like the similar plot to all the other movies. They did do a lot of kind of really fun callbacks to the other movies, though. I don't really want to get into those, but I did enjoy it. You gotta kind of watch for them and stuff like that. So let's talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger's performance. I felt like, I'm not sure whether to like it. I liked it. Okay. I'm not sure to like all of it or to dislike some of it. The thing is that in the other Terminators, he was fresh interacting with humans. In this one, he's been around Sarah Connor for like 20 years. So is his portrayal in this movie, is it that Arnold is not the same actor he used to be? He doesn't seem as robotic. He seems a lot different. Now, is this possibly poor acting, which I would hate to even imply about Arnold Schwarzenegger? Or is it the fact that he's evolved some? He's kind of learned to become more human, which would be brilliant if that was their idea. I don't know what they were going for. So if you guys can really just deal with the fact that it undoes the other movies, there's lots of good one-liners in this, lots of bad one-liners. I felt like they just went a little overboard on the jokes. I think everybody in this movie is really good, and it's a really enjoyable movie, and I really liked it, and I think you guys should check it out. It's definitely worth watching. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you guys next time. If you're interested, be sure to subscribe on YouTube, follow on Facebook, follow on Twitter, and follow on Instagram.